and I'm sure it's like still really early and these tools are going to get better, but I'm kind of curious, like, what are the rules for like what you can make with AI right now?
No, that's a great question. Yeah, there are limitations, right? I think 4 seconds is runway currently. I know Pika Labs, you can extend it up to 15 seconds, I believe. But you're that's uncharted territory because you're kind of gonna lose some fidelity a lot of the time. So what I try to do is I use a tool called Topaz Labs, and what I do is I bring in like a runway clip. I not only export it out at 4K or 8K sometimes, but I'll also change the frame rate. So if you get a 24 frames per second clip, I'll turn it into 60 frames per second, sometimes 120, and then you can extend the clip. So if it's like for my sci-fi, like Borrowing Time is a great example of like the scene where all the someone is very Oppenheimer was a huge reference, but just like the way the time travel scenes were happening and the lights were kind of whipping around, like I did a high frame rate generation, and then I slowed it down in post. So, and then sped it up. So what I'm able to do is make clips last longer, and then mix that with quicker cut clips. So it actually makes the storytelling and filmmaking more like something we're used to seeing on TV. Like I always think about like the Tony Scott type films like Man on Fire, where there was always like these kind of quick cuts, or like or Snyder with 300 and Dawn of the Dead. Like those are some of my favorite films, but I love how they did the editing, and I think editing is a huge piece of my type of filmmaking with AI. Is I'm able to tell a story and not have to use just 3 second clip after 3 second clip. Sometimes you'll get an 8 second clip because I slowed it down, then you'll get a 1 second clip. And I use that cadence to help tell it. Another thing also is like there's tools like ElevenLabs where you can generate AI voices, and some of them are incredible, but a lot of people tend to use the ones that sound like AI, right? But now they have this whole speech to speech, which I used in Borrowing Time. It was actually, I think it might have been in beta when I used it because they just announced it. But I can talk and act out how I want like the judge, the white judge in the movie was my voice. It was just voice to voice using
That's
Eleven Labs.
amazing.
Yeah. And the woman, the mother was my voice. And then obviously the voiceover was just my plain voice because I just thought it sounded better and more natural to have like the natural pauses and the things like that. So I mixed it
That's
together.
That's really cool.